Hey, everybody, welcome to day 161 Reseller Reflections, a day in the life of a full time reseller supporting her family. It is Saturday, November 16th, 2024, and welcome. Come on in. We did not meet our sales goal today, although we came really close and close but no cigar. All right, so I don't know how the week's going to pan out. Stay tuned tomorrow and find out. Today, reset to zero. And joining me on the challenge are Jill of Rusted Truck Relics, Jason the Santee Swapper, Char Fabulous Flamingos, Kathy Singz, Nick Mr. C Chats, Vanessa Brightest Holidays, the Diabetic Reseller, Judith R, Pam of Whimsy and Such, Carmen of Northern Bargains, and Becky of Becky Consigns. Yes, we even reset to zero on the weekends, or maybe it didn't work today. I didn't really work today other than the shipping. I went to an estate sale, really fun. But it was the full price day. And the guy that runs this particular estate sale, he's one of us. He's a reseller. So he knows the prices and the values of things. And I think sometimes he gets things and sells them himself. They have really high value. So no really big, exciting finds. I'm going to go back tomorrow at the half off day and Tuesday when he's getting rid of everything, because I think there were some really interesting things there. And I want to see if he'll part with them for a lower price so that I could actually make a profit on them. It was an older gentleman, his home, his whole estate. He has passed. He was an old German gentleman in his 90s, I think. So there were some things I had never seen before, some cool like German figurines that were very unusual. Some sticker type books. A lot of it was in German, but I want to look. I came back, I looked some stuff up, checked out the value of it, but some stuff you just don't see. So I'm going to go back. Maybe I'll get some real treasures, but I did get this. I thought this was kind of neat. It is, there you go. All right. It's this pennant and it is a German holiday that comes, it's the day before May 1st. It is a witch's holiday. Never heard of it. There's not much out there with it. So I was kind of excited to pick up that little cool thing and a bunch of little odds and a bunch of other little odds and ends I got. But hopefully I'll be showing you the real good stuff tomorrow or Tuesday evening. Fingers crossed. Okay. Today I want to talk a little bit about focus. So I was listening and I'm going to link it up in the show notes. It's not on YouTube yet, but it is the Jay Shetty podcast. I'm sure some of you already listened to it. It's called On Purpose. And he did an episode on focus. And what we like to say at C Chats is be where your feet are and focus and be present. So I got to show you the sweatshirt. I ordered one. Molly designed them. It is for the holidays. It is to remind us to be where our feet are. I just love it. There it is. There's the sweatshirt. I can't wait to get mine. There's also a cute little a cute t-shirt in the merch store as well. I'll link those up in the comments, but I just love that. I think it's going to be a really good reminder to be present in what we're doing throughout the holidays and throughout every day. And how that ties into the podcast was I'd never heard, there's so much good in this podcast. It is absolutely worth listening to. I just really recommend it. It's pretty short. I don't even think it's a half an hour, this podcast that is all about. It's called The 4 Simple Habits to Boost Focus and Stop Getting Distracted. But he goes into a lot of research about, how our attention spans are so short and how, social media is probably having an impact on that. He also talks about multitasking, which, is one of our sore spots here at Consignment Chats, because I don't believe multitasking is a real thing. And, my counterparts do believe it is absolutely a real thing. So he talks about in this episode how most people think they can multitask, but it's not. It's been proven that it is not a real thing, except there are people known as, I've seen them referred to as super taskers that can do this efficiently. So they are multitaskers, super taskers, however you want to refer to them. 2% of the population. Are you one of those 2%? he thinks everybody thinks they're part of that 2%, but maybe they're not. Okay. So maybe you are the exception to that. And kudos to you. That's pretty awesome to be able to multitask effectively. But the concept he talks about in this is that inattention bleeds. So you're either like an attentive, present person in your life or you're not. And if we are inattentive in our jobs, and I don't know, I haven't tested this scenario. I did agree with it when I heard it. I just never heard it. So if you're inattentive in one portion of your life, if you're not present while you're at work, that bleeds into other areas of your life. You're not going to be present with your family. You're not going to be present in your home. If you are inattentive and not present in your home, you're not going to be able to do that for work. So it's more of a skill, like it's an overall skill as a person. So, if we find ourselves thinking, all right, we can be inattentive while we're at work and be present when we're at home, chances are that doesn't work really well. It is a skill that we need to incorporate into our person. And how that really comes into play is focus. Like, are we where our feet are? How important is that? How important is what we're doing in that very moment? And one of the things he says is, I am here. I have arrived. Because the present moment is all we have. It's all we ever really have is the present moment. And saying that I have arrived, I am here, can be pretty powerful. I'm going to try it. I'll let you know. But I thought that was like a neat little tip for focus. I have arrived if you feel yourself, because I know, even I'm going to use like taking a shower in the morning. When I am in the shower, I am thinking about my whole day, about the next 30 things I have to do. I am not present in that moment. I am just, all those little routine tasks we do throughout the day. Are we really in them, or are we someplace else? I find myself someplace else a lot, and just worrying about the next 30 things instead of just being where I am in that moment. But listen to the podcast. There were some really amazing things. He talks about celebrating the small wins. We talk about that all the time. We got that, Jay Shetty. All right. The other thing he talks about is the Pomodoro method. And this is one of my favorite things. And that is the concept of setting a timer, right? Like, if you can concentrate, if you can focus, if you can be where your feet are for 5 minutes, set a timer. Give yourself a reward at the end of that. The one thing that he said differently that I didn't know was, because I set time blocks throughout the day. You guys have heard me talk about my boulders during the day. I set the timer, shut off all notifications for usually 50-minute blocks, 50. At the end of 10 minutes, I can do whatever I want. I can finish what I'm working on, that sort of thing. What he talks about is, if you find yourself really struggling with focus, is start with very small increments. Maybe it's 5 minutes, maybe it's 10 minutes, set a timer. Put all your distractions aside. Put your phone in another room if that's your distraction, and just keep building. But after you get a certain number of those 5-minute blocks, you're going to reward yourself with a longer break. Let's say we do 5 minutes on, 2-minute break, 5 minutes on, 2-minute break, 5 minutes on, 2-minute break. After we've done 5 of those, maybe we take a half an hour off. Maybe we take 25 minutes off. We give ourselves a larger reward at the end of that. And that is a technique for building your focus time and building that time, because chances are most things can wait 5 minutes. You can wait 5 minutes to check your phone. I can wait 50 minutes to check my phone, but maybe you need to start smaller and just be where your feet are in that moment. And sounds like being where your feet are in any moment, whether you're working or with your family, will bleed into other areas of your life. If you get better at focusing at your work, you're going to get better at focusing when you're spending time with family and friends. You're going to, if you're, focusing really well with your family and friends, you're going to be able to focus better at work. It's a skill that can affect our whole being. All right. So remember, be where your feet are. Hopefully this is at least 1 or 2 tips and tricks. They're going to help you be where your feet are, help you increase your focus. And I'll see you on day 162. Night, night.